What is up, guys, and welcome to another episode of Ultimate Team Experience. This is a show where we track three players' vastly different Madden Ultimate Team experiences, offering insight, advice, answering your questions so that you can get the most out of your Ultimate Team experience. My name is Wes, and as always, I'm joined by Platt. He's muted.
What's up, guys?
And Swain.
What's up, fellas?
How you guys doing this week? It's Madden time.
Madden season, baby. Let's go.
It's been a busy week. Very busy week.
And I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about since most of you all have had the game for a good little while now, and I think everybody else is getting it tonight. Is that right? Or is it completely
tomorrow night, I believe?
Tonight at midnight. Yep.
Night at midnight. Okay. So the vast majority, everybody will have it that's really going to get it and be serious about it. So, all right, before we get going with all the information that you guys have this week, because I know you're going to have a lot more than me, I had a question that I kind of ran into a lot of different philosophies, and it came up a lot for me trying to build my team this week. And that is, as time goes on in the next couple of weeks, people are going to end up with a ton of power-up cards in their binder. And if you're not spending money, then they seem like a quick way to plug holes for a couple of weeks at least, and give yourself a boost in certain positions. Some cards are better than others, just until you have enough coins built up or have done enough solos to get good cards in some positions. And so I thought, maybe I want to build up this strong safety or this defensive tackle, and it's only about 160 to 220 training to get those cards built up, all the way right up until you need their actual player card to max them out. And at every turn when I talked about doing this, I was having people scream at me, "No, don't do it." So why is this a bad idea? Tell everybody why this is a horrible, horrible idea that I just shouldn't do.
Well, I'll go ahead and start. I don't think that it's necessarily a horrible idea. I think the reason that you are getting pushback is because training, which is the currency that you need to power these players up, is extremely expensive to get right now. In general, I think you're absolutely right. It's a good way to fill holes on your roster for relatively cheap, and you can also take advantage of power-up passes. So, you mentioned stopping right before you actually need the card. If you just have a power-up pass, you can actually put that in place of the core elite that you would need to get that to its highest point, and it'll actually take it one overall ahead of that. So is it the best idea? No, I wouldn't say right now, because you don't really know if those cards are going to get updated, when they're going to get updated next. So you may be stuck with, a kind of low 80s overall for a while. And it's just kind of a sunk cost at that point. But it's not the best idea. It's not the worst idea. It's fine. As long as you don't commit too much. Like you said, if you stay within that 100 to 200 training range, I think you'll be fine if you're just wanting to plug some holes.
Yeah, and I think years past it was always I was always involved in the race of like getting the best team possible. So I didn't do it this year. I've spent a decent amount of money, mainly thanks to Ichabod and Cookie for donating around last month or so. But I just didn't chase the power ups like I normally would, unless I have key reasonings. If they get a power up, I'm doing a Cowboys and Bears theme team. I'm super close. It's just time is my biggest enemy in Madden this year. If it's a Cowboy or a Bears player, they're gonna be on my team. So I have no issue powering up those players just on the fact that they're going to be on there. I don't have to worry about, am I going to have to power them down? Years past, you used to lose. What was it, Platt? You used to lose when you powered down. It's only 90%. Or you get 10%
yeah,
hit.
It's 90%. Yeah, you get a 10% hit now. In years past,
it's huge.
You couldn't power down the first year they did it.
It was like, you're done.
They did it.
They give you 90% back now?
Yes. And that's
it's
clutch.
100 training, you'll get 90 back once you power that down.
Yeah. But I mean,
So it's relatively safe. You're not
yeah,
going to lose your
it's not as bad as it used to be. But even still, I mean, you're looking. There was a couple guys I wanted to power up, and it was like 1,600 training for one little step. I'm like, I don't care what his overall is going to, and I'm not just not doing it. Oddly enough, I have Aaron Donald. I powered him up with his power up. Don't have a logical explanation as to why, but I did. Same thing with Khalil Mack. So I think there's certain players you're going to get a feeling for. That you're like, they're going to be there. Aaron Donald is going to be on my team for probably the entire year. Every year he's there. Mack's kind of that. It's always Mack Miller with me. It's either Mack or Miller. It's always those two. They always get a little bit slight edge over the other, but usually you can be fine with either one of them. The biggest thing with power up cards is if you have a theme team, like I discussed, I have a Cowboys and Bears theme team. A lot of cards you won't be able to power up or get that card for your theme team unless you use the power up system. So Byron Jones is a good example. He played for the Cowboys up until this year. He now plays for the Dolphins, poor bastard. I had to get his power up card to put him on my team. I had to power him up to get that Cowboys chemistry. Now I can have him on my team. If I don't have the power up, then he's worthless. It's kind of a unique thing because a lot of us, even the diehards, will be like, who played for the Bears? Unless you go with the team, your favorite team, you're not going to remember every player. So it's kind of fun to have the Diamond program when it came out, like finding out that Okoye actually played for the Bears. I'm like, well, shoot, he's on the team. Let's go get him. That same kind of thing. So you just want to be careful with the power. Don't feel like you have to power up all the cards. And it's something I didn't write down. I meant to for us. The other thing was like a lot of people are going for chemistries right now. I haven't even touched chemistries. I don't know this time of year, even with me spending money, I might just go balanced offense, balanced defense. But you just have to be cautious and see at what point of the stage you're going to get better players. We literally just had a program drop tonight out of nowhere. No one really saw that one coming. Some people did earlier today. But now you have this whole new program, whole new set of cards. It's wild, but that may drop a few prices down, but probably not very many. Just be cautious if you're going power ups because it can cost you a lot of money.
Okay. Sounds good. Do we want to talk about our progress for our teams this week?
Yeah. I mean, I can go ahead, Platt. I'll go after you.
Yeah. So I right now am an 80 overall. Have a little over 900,000 in the bank. I still have all of my power up passes available. I haven't really decided who I'm going to use those on. Kind of waiting for training to drop, kind of waiting for other cards just to maybe come out that are a little more valuable that I could use those on. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Grinded almost all of the solos, level 50. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's what I've been doing since the game came out.
Yeah, I had all these great intentions of what I was going to do with my main account on PlayStation, and then that took a shit really quick. I ran out of time so incredibly fast. That 10 hours goes so quickly. It's almost like you're being punished. I've heard of parents. I didn't really have a lot of the technology that we have today. None of us did when we were kids. We had a bicycle and friends. We had to be home before dark. I've heard these parents are like, you have your iPad, you get 1 hour, and when the timer's gone, you're done. And I've heard of this, and I'm like, this is fucking miserable. I don't know how kids do it. I guess they're used to it. That timer screwed me. I didn't get anything done on my main account. I'm still fighting to get my team finished. I haven't even done that yet. But I was able to, we did a few bundles. I think we did 4 bundles total. They're like $75 ones. I'm sitting at an 84 overall with a lot of key players that I needed. And 700,000 coins. I still have a lot of work to do. On the PC side, oddly enough, I actually went on a run and I won 7 games in a row. It was 6 or 7, won a Super Bowl. Thought I was hot shit. I got this game figured out. My offense is working. My defense is kind of rough, but I know we're getting to that later. I've got it figured out. I'm gonna just destroy it right now. And I lost 6 games in a row, and I've raged harder on Madden than I have. I can't remember, maybe since I was a kid. I was so upset, so pissed off. I couldn't do anything correctly. So funny enough to go on that great streak, win a Super Bowl. I'm like, I got Super Bowl already this year. I've got this, and then plummet down to nothing. I beat some guys that had God squads already. What I would consider a God squad at this point of the year destroyed him, and then I played some other guys that had really good teams, and I started to get that feeling of, oh man, I can't compete with the team I have. I have a no money spent team. I have a Ravens themed team. I don't have any power ups. Like, this sucks. I genuinely felt like I couldn't compete, and I kept thinking of Platinum saying he wasn't going to play head to head or compete until October, which I thought was crazy. And the way I was done playing on PC, God bless you, no money spent teams. Even your low money spent teams, I don't know. When it comes to competing, if you're smart and you play your solos, you do those things. I get it. I understand that now, Plat. So props to you, but holy hell, it was miserable losing those games. I felt so defeated.
Wes, how's your team looking?
Well, I could definitely say I haven't touched head to head, and now you know why, Swain, because that's how I feel every time. So I started out on PC. I got that Origin Premiere, so I had the $100 version of the game 10 days early, or however many days early. And I got up to an 82 overall. I had about 280 in the bank. Got through a bunch of solos, and what unfortunately determined that I wasn't going to be able to play that game and stream it at the same time, and that just wasn't going to work for me. So luckily I had about $75 worth of Microsoft rewards, and so I got the $100 version of Madden on Xbox for like $20. So got that last night. Grinded my ass off last night and today since I was off. Got through the rivals and as many of the level challenges as I could. I'm sitting in an 80 overall right now. Pulled a Ezekiel 85 out of one of the packs that I got for pre-order bonus or whatever. And other than that, I did spend about maybe 90K in coins to bolster up my cornerbacks. So like I think my highest cornerback is the 84 and 85, and my lowest I've got like all 5 of them 82. So that's made challenges go a lot quicker because they're just jumping up and picking up balls left and right, picking off balls.
Now, is that going to be your Xbox, or are you doing both? Or
no, I'll probably go back and fiddle with the PC one, but if I can't stream it, then I don't see a lot of point in putting a lot of time into it. So
gotcha.
One thing,
and that was another thing. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's important to you, and I don't think you've ever done it till this year. EA is actually implementing drop streams. They haven't really announced it. They've actually told us they're not going to, at this moment, really pretty much announce it and blast it all over social media. But starting tomorrow morning, shoot, I don't have the actual schedule. Tomorrow morning, we're going to start having drop streams pretty much throughout the entire day. And then Saturday, it's like 2 guys at one time all day long. And then Sunday, the same thing. There's no giveaways at this time, but there are drops. And for no money spent teams, I know it sounds crazy to get a bunch of silver and golds, but if you take the time, even if you're busy or you got stuff going on, keep the window up. As long as don't put it on mute for some reason that doesn't work, or if you have an alternate window. But it's a really, really good way to earn some free silvers, some free golds. You might even pop an elite or 2 in there too.
Yeah, quick tip with that. You can't be considered an active viewer in a chat on Twitch if you don't have the video playing, so it can't be paused and the window cannot be muted.
Can't be muted. So. And I know, that the thing is that there's a lot of people out here that are playing the same game that we are. Obviously, I'm one of those people that get those EA drop streams. It's really a cool thing that EA does for us. It's a nice way for you guys to get out there and meet some other EA streamers as well. See what they have to offer. I would imagine mine streams on Saturday at 9 a.m. And I've all but convinced Mrs. Swain that we're going to rip a bundle if Legends drop, and I'm 90% sure they're dropping. I haven't heard anything otherwise. I saw Jake tweeted that they're talking about doing Legends this Saturday, so that would be a lot of fun if that happens. Especially if this program. When's the next part of this program that just dropped, Platt?
It hasn't been announced. Part 2. People have some theories that Julio Jones is coming, Mika Fitzpatrick. All that we know is that there is a part 2. We do not know when it's coming though. That could be tonight, could be tomorrow.
Could be. Really knows. I didn't see the Gronk. I mean, I got home, had a beer, got on with you guys. I don't even know if Gronk is available till tomorrow or if he's 2-day thing.
I would say 48 hours. Yeah.
So if that is the case, then that means we'll get chances at. I think they're doing 2 regular LTDs and 2 Legends every weekend, right?
So my understanding with that is you're just going to have 2 legends, but each of those legends will have a boss kind of limited card along with it.
Gotcha.
That's my understanding, but we'll
We'll find out.
Saturday.
But the point being, you're probably this weekend specifically, you'll probably have 2 chances at legends.
Explain
Or
to the
not
new
legends,
player
but
how
say that again, Wes. I'm sorry.
explain to the new player, me,
Yes.
exactly how the limited cards work.
Limiteds are only available for a short time. Gronk's out right now. We'll just say, for the sake of the show, it's 2 days. He's in packs for 2 days, 48 hours, and then he's gone forever. The only way you can get him is in packs.
You can't earn him. Like
You cannot.
You can buy him on the auction house or get him in packs.
Right. Now, after they've done this before, and it's a great thing. It's called Redux. After a certain amount of time, they will implement that card back in, but at that point, it's not as good as it was when it first drops. It's the whole idea of getting an LTD. That's like the coolest thing in Madden, honestly, besides a golden ticket, is getting like an LTD. Certain LTDs can be very valuable.
And maybe the biggest thing that Swain didn't talk about is that there's a quick sell attached to that limited. So this Gronk card, you can sell him on the auction house if you want, but if you keep him for a couple of months, no matter when you want to do this, you can always quick sell that card for 250,000 coins.
Which is really nice. It used to be $500,000. They changed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that's out right now. If legends do drop this Saturday, I haven't really given a whole lot of thought to this. I'm curious to know what's going to do the market. Because if it's a good legend and there's 2 LTDs, God forbid if there's 3 LTDs, you're going to see a lot of people ripping packs for legends. Those legend prices will plummet down. Those LTD prices will go up sky high. Some of the other cards that people may want, the 79s, the 80s, the 83s, those kind of cards, which should be easier to get. Depending on what happens, it may be a really fun weekend to snipe. And oddly enough, I'm going to have an EA drop stream going on while this is happening. So.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, the server changeover with EA is always 10:30 to 10:35 Eastern time every morning. So if they're implementing new packs, if they're dropping new legend cards, that's always going to come at about 10:30, 10:35. So you definitely want to be around your console at that time. The way that legends work, for those that don't know, you're going to have your main legend that's going to be 89 to 90 overall, depending, whatever they choose. But you're going to need component pieces, and you can use those on your team as well. So you'll have an 82 overall of that same player, 83, and you'll normally have about 5 of those. So early in the year, it's great to snatch some of those cards up, and use them on your team. If they come out with a Mike Vick this weekend and the full legend Mike Vick is, 1 million coins, well, most people can't afford that. But if you want Mike Vick on your team, you can get the 82 overall, 83 overall. And while it's not going to be as good as the main elite or main legend, he can still add some value to some of these budget teams.
Okay. Well, Swain, you had some stuff you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, let me get to my list. Sorry, I had another thing pulled up. Let's see here. Friendly reminder, your EA Access chat. If you were one of those people who may or may not have had multiple accounts, I was not. Make sure you cancel auto refreshes. You're welcome. I had kickoff for Superstars program possibly coming today or tomorrow. I think we figured that one out. We're good there. Power Up Pass notes. This is your last reminder for your Power Up Passes. I shouldn't say last reminder. I'm going to erase that. We are going to keep reminding you. If you use your Power Up Pass, write it down. Put it somewhere you're going to remember. You're going to want it. I promise you.
Now, I do have a tip if I can add something to your Power Up list. So early in the year, I read this on Reddit. A great tip. You can change the background on cards when you power them up. So someone had the great idea. If you are using a Power Up Pass on a player, just change that background to the purple Power Up background.
Smart.
So you'll know, hey, I am using a pass on that player. Now, where it's going to get a little tricky is if you have multiple passes on the same player.
Yeah.
That's later in the year. At that point, implement a note-taking system. I thought that was a good
that's awesome. I actually have OCD, but that would drive me nuts. But I could see how it would work for a lot of people. I've
got a question related to that.
Yes, sir.
When you do your power ups to finish it off, you usually have to have like a card of that person to max out the power up. When you were talking about doing refunds, you get 90% of your training back. Do you get that card back?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
The full card.
Oh.
Yep.
Right.
And then you can sell that card, do whatever you want with that card. Yep.
So the other thing too, when we talk about power up passes, pretty soon you're going to start getting NATs, right? You'll hear the expression NAT, NAT. It means non-auctionable tradable. It's pretty early now, but let's say this current program, my camera died. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Geez Louise, look at this nonsense. I'm gonna do this right. See if that works. There we go. There's going to be content coming down the road where you're going to get a really good card. Let's say, I'm just going to throw it out there, a 91 Aaron Donald for doing solos, right? You're going to get it as an NAT. You don't care at that point because you're like, hey, I just got an Aaron Donald 91. I don't care. But what'll happen is a month after that or 6 weeks after that, you're going to need coins and you're not going to have Aaron Donald maybe as somebody you want anymore. You can be like, you know what? I'm going to sell that Aaron Donald. You're going to go take all that training off and go to Aaron Donald, and he's going to be a freaking gnat. You're going to be pissed because you can't sell him. Another thing that I keep track of, not everybody does, but when you go to get value for something, there's nothing worse than finding out it's a gnat card. I hate gnat cards. The one about Time West, I'm actually going to carry that for next week. Let's see. I wanted to bring this up. Theme team's amazing this year. Captains, masters, coaches, etc. It's too early for me and Platt to have this like in-depth discussion about this right now, but unless I'm completely out of my mind, there's no way in hell last year you could have 2 teams with 25 of 25. And if you did, they weren't very good. This team that I'm putting together is really freaking good.
What's made the theme teams a little better this year is the fact that, you know, the captains, the level masters,
The coach,
you can put them on any team you want. So I didn't mess with theme teams until probably mid-year last year. So I don't know if it was available this early or not, but it's available for you. I've looked at your team. It's got some holes in it, but it's also got some really good players that are made even better by being on a theme team. So it's a competitive team for you. You know, I wish you the best with it.
I'm like, I need to get it done. That's what I need to do. I need to get it finished and go, okay, this is the final product. What do you think? Because if I get to the point where I have this really cool 25 each, but I have a 83 strong safety, it's all for nothing. Be a waste of time and money and effort. But I am going to try it. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Another item I had is defense. We talked about defense off stream. I've been talking about it all week. Holy hell. I am a defensive player. I pride myself in being a defensive player. I played defense in high school. Buddy of mine that coached defense, I don't understand it. And right now, the quote unquote meta, unless I'm wrong, I've been working my ass off at work. The meta right now is really god tier players, your corners, your safeties. You're going to run basically a cover 1. You're going to shade over the top. You're going to press cover. Make a few adjustments to I call them the purple zones. Can't remember what they think.
Yeah, how do you do that? I was trying to figure that out earlier and I couldn't figure it out.
Oddly enough, I'll have you watch the Gut Fox video because that's where I learned it. It's easier to watch it than it is to tell you. He does a really good job of explaining that. But that play right now currently is the meta, unless something else has changed. I want to warn everybody out there, if you're spending money, if you get a God Squad, if you get these top tier corners for this meta defense, you're not going to be like, oh man, if they do a patch, everything changes. But my point that I want to make is people like me and the 2 of us in here and other people out there do not feel like you have to get all these special players for this meta or any other meta at this time, because like we talked about last week, there could be a patch at any time and that will change every aspect of your defense. But they're going to change. Go ahead, Platt.
What you want to look for is well-rounded players that no matter what the meta is, whether it's a zone meta or man meta, you know, they will be able to perform at a high level in whatever the meta is. Swain's absolutely right. The meta right now is high speed, high man-to-man cornerbacks, fast safeties that can cover a lot of ground in a zone. You press, you shade over the top, and then you let them, you know, just lock up the receivers. The one thing that I will add is, if we know that that's the meta, then we need a way to counter that meta. And the way that we want to counter that meta right now is by getting receivers that can get slot-o-matic or route technician abilities. What that's going to allow them to do is break away from the man-to-man defense a lot easier than without those abilities. So if you've got a Tyreek Hill, he's going to be really fast. If you get somebody like Andre Johnson, all the way powered up with a slot-o-matic, or you get somebody like Drew Bennett, who's not nearly as fast as Tyreek Hill, if you put route technician on him, he is going to torch man-to-man. So what you really want are two of those guys, and then run, crossing routes, corner routes, post routes. But you're going to need two because, they're going to have a man-to-man defense on both of those guys. They're only going to be able to help with the one of them. So what you need to do is read their user and just run alternating routes to get their user on the left side and then hit them on the right side. But that's what you need to look for. That's the tip this week. Route technician, slot-o-matic. There's only a few players in the game that can get it, but that's going to be the meta counter this week.
I'll be rewatching that.
Oh yeah, I do have one more perspective. I know we have things to get to before we end up out of here. When it comes to buying packs, I've always said it's a value thing. So if you buy a bundle, my value is always $500K. If I spend $100 on a bundle, I get $500K worth. Totally happy with that. That in my mind seems good. Depending on the time of year and things that happen, that can completely double, that can go down a little bit. But right now, with the Legends possibly coming out this weekend and things coming out this weekend, this is the mindset. We had this in chat. I did this last year. I asked everybody in chat, if you could get this card, I believe it was Lawrence Taylor. He wasn't an LTD. If you could spend $100, would you get this card or no? Everybody in chat said no. But about 15, 20% of the people in chat had already bought a bundle or were going to buy a bundle for a chance at LT. So kind of a different mentality and a way, like a different point of view to look at it is, if a bundle's coming out or Legends are coming out this weekend, you wouldn't spend, let's say there's 2 Legends this weekend. You wouldn't spend $100 to have each of those 2 cards. Don't buy the bundle. But if you think, man, if I can get one of those cards, that's totally cool. I'm going to spend $100 and hopefully get them. It's just a different mindset. It's just whatever your expectations may be. It's kind of a weird way of looking at it. There's a lot of cards in Madden that I would easily spend $100 for, and most people think that's crazy.
And there's going to be times throughout the year where even me, as somebody who just does not want to spend money on the game, even I am going to advise you, yes, this bundle is absolutely worth it. When you think about the NFL 100 program last year, every week you could spend $100 and you could get anybody that came out that week. That's what we want to really look for, is guaranteed value from these bundles. When big programs drop, they're going to guarantee something with it. You're going to get 10 packs, then each of them are going to guarantee a certain player in it. And then you can use those players for sets to get the player that you want. But that's what we want to look at. Legends, they'll have a topper with it. The topper will say an 85, 86 plus maybe. That's a guarantee. That's really what you want to look at, though. Can you guarantee me to get the player that I want that week? Legend, it's going to be a gamble. You're going to get some good value out of it, especially the first weekend. But throughout the year, as we do this show, there's going to be certain times of the year where I'm going to say, absolutely, you need to buy this bundle. If you only spend at certain times of the year, this is the time that you need to spend. Now, Swain, he likes to do, bundles whenever he can. He likes to do the Legend bundles. Those are less of a guarantee, but, if you buy the big bundle, you're still going to get pretty good value out of it.
Well, since we're talking about guaranteed value, Swain, you and I had a conversation, or we started to have a conversation last week, and you asked me to ask you about it on stream. So I was weighing the differences on people that like to spend money and buy bundles to get cards when they know that they're not going to get, they're likely not going to get the card they're looking for, versus stacking coins in whatever way people like to do that, and just using those tons of coinage to go buy the coin you want because it's less expensive and you're guaranteed to get the coin or the card that you want. And you had some very interesting thoughts on that as to why people don't do that and why they continue to buy bundles instead.
You're talking about buying bundles instead of buying coins from a third-party website?
Or however you get your coins.
So that is like full on against terms of service. You'll get your ass.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring that up.
But basically, we're talking about pulling packs for cards versus stacking your coins and buying those cards off the auction house.
Gotcha.
So talk
You know,
about that a little bit.
I think it's the enjoyment of getting that card. I mean, I think if literally Lamar Jackson just came out, right? What's he, 90, 91 overall?
89.
If you could go and buy Lamar right now for $75, would you buy him for $75? Would anybody pay $75 for him? The goddamn the idea of spending $75 right now and pulling him out of the pack makes me so happy and so excited.
But are you going to spend $75 just to try to get him, or are you stacking other value that you know you're going to get out of those cards?
Well, that's the smart thing to do. But the reality is most people aren't going to go that route. I'm certainly not one of those people. Platinum Woods would probably pay, holy shit, oh dear. I bet he pays 40 for Lamar. 40,000.
Here's
maybe.
the thing. When you're talking about spending money, what I would do is I would spend money on that card and sell it immediately. That's what I would do. So there's not many cards that I would pay money for just to keep. I pay money to get coins. So basically, I'm paying EA for coins.
A really funny story, quick story. Last year, I remember Platt is a Friday night. We were streaming, and I just talked to Platt. Within the last 24 hours, I talked to a few of the guys, and I go, I'm not buying any fucking bundles this weekend. I'm done. No more bundles this weekend. That was Thursday. Friday night comes along. I was streaming, and somebody in chat's like, they have these running backs. There's a bunch of running backs. Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Ed Dickerson, blah, 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 blah. They're going off, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I go and look, and holy shit, here it is. All these running backs. So what do? I drop 100. A week or however long it was goes by. The same thing. I knew who was coming. I knew it was going to happen. I'm not buying any fucking bundles. I'm done. I'm not buying any bundles this weekend. And they dropped the wide receivers. This is where it gets interesting. I think I was getting, was it $50 or $75? I think it was $75 for that bundle. It wasn't 100. It was either 50 or 75.
I think they've got you figured out.
That's me. The bundle that came out for Moss, it was definitely under 100. I was in a fucking chat with Platinum Woods. I bought 2 or 3 of those damn bundles, made as many Mosses as I could, and I sold them as fast as I could. And I'd put them on the auction, they were gone. I was selling them for like 740,000 or something crazy. And it was just like boom, boom, boom. They were gone. So like at the end of the day, the slow amount of money that I spent, I made so many coins on it. I waited about 3 days, bought Moss. I think I bought them. I don't remember the amount, but it was like, holy cap. I just made so many coins off this. The other one was Night Train Lane. A huge shout out to Platt. We made Night Train Lane last year. I say we collectively. It was a group effort. We made him the day he dropped. It was just like the Diamond set now. We were, I think, the third to make them in PlayStation. And it was like 1.6 million or some ungodly amount. And within a day or two, it was like, man, we just made so many. So he definitely is speaking some truth to that. There are certain programs when they drop, like you can literally buy those cards and then sell them. And for me as a content creator, I feel like I need those cards. Like it's really cool to get Lamar right now and sell them, but you know what's even cooler is being like, hey chat, guess what, I got Lamar. Because everyone's gonna go in there expecting, hey, do you have the new Lamar? Actually, I had him, I sold him. Really? So I kind of have to balance both. But if you're not needing the brand new card to show stream, like you can make so many coins on those new. That's a really good thing that Platinum just hit on. Like when those programs drop, you can make so many coins on it, but don't try to keep the card. Just wait a day or two or a week.
Yep.
All right. Do we know where we're going? Platt, you got some players for us?
I do. I have 3 players that I want to highlight this week. The first one being Russell Okung. He's a new left tackle that came out. 82 overall. You can get him for between 25, 30K-ish. He does come with a superstar ability, Edge Protector, which is a really good one. What that's going to do is if the opposing player goes to get a quick shed off the edge, he's going to stop it, and it's going to make him move, take like 2 elite pass rush moves to get around the edge there. But he comes with that ability. You don't need to spend any extra training. So, you know, if you think about that, that's going to save you, you know, quite a few coins if you wanted to add that, but he comes with it. The second one also came out tonight, Devin Bush. He is the fastest middle linebacker in the game. and he does have 86 speed, and you can get him for between 10 to 15,000. So on budget teams, that should absolutely be the user that you want to use. The third one is a team builder, Jeremy Chin. He is a strong safety. Not a lot of great strong safeties out right now. If you're looking at Isaiah Simmons, he's going to cost you 300K. Jeremy Chin, you can build in between 30 and 35K in that team builder set. And, 88 speed, 85 hit power. That's going to be a really good budget card for you. So those are the three players I wanted to highlight this week.
Awesome. Swain, you got anything else?
Just I'm ready for
questions.
Yeah, I'm just ready for the questions.
Platt, you got anything else besides that? Questions
No,
it is. All right.
Yep.
So we had a couple questions tonight. We weren't able to field all of them because there's just not enough information for some things. But Roy McCracken had a question. He wanted to know, are there any advantages to playing MUT draft early on versus playing head-to-head in respect of the coins and rewards you get?
I don't.
Yeah, let's take that one.
I don't think. I mean, depending on the team, I don't think head-to-head is something you want to go for, unless you have a really good squad or you're just genuinely good at the game. As far as time goes, I mean, no, stay away from head-to-head. Draft, however, it's very, very important. I should have brought this up freaking last week, so shout out to Munson for remembering that one. Draft does not require you to spend endless hours to play it. But if you can get in there and you can draft a decent team and go on a little bit of a run, you don't have to win all 6 games. They're going to put you in placement. Those rewards, when they finally do drop, it could be a month from now, 6 weeks from now, they do drop frequently. They start. There's really good rewards. There's rewards in there that people don't even realize. I remember at one point it dropped something like 380 or 360 trophies, which is godly amount of trophies. It dropped like 180K coins, and I ended up pulling some packs and got a couple cards I sold. Next thing I know, I remember saying to everyone in chat at that time, like, you guys got to play this damn draft. Now, I have heard of people doing this. I don't recommend this, but it can happen. If you start losing, because you're going to have placement games, if you start losing in draft, don't worry. The more games you lose, the better once you actually get placed, because then you're going to start playing easier components. If you, and my advice is, if you get on a run and let you get anywhere near elite level, stop. Don't touch it. Get the hell away from that mode. Do not play it again. If you're an elite, if your rank is red, leave and wait till it refreshes. You're going to be really happy with the results. If you're in gold, play until you start to where you're going to go out or get above. Obviously, if you want to get elite, if you can. If you're very, very low ranked and you're new to the game and you're learning it, you start getting better. There's really good rewards to be made in there. Never get the 9,000 coin one. Always play the 15,000 coin game. You'll play the same people no matter which one you go to. Even if you get in there and lose and play the worst game ever, you're only going to lose, I believe it's 6,000 coins, but you also get a couple packs with it. It's really not that bad. I highly recommend no money spent. People that don't have a lot of time to play the game, but they want to earn a few rewards. I'm not going to have the time to play solo battles. Jimmy Gem's rolling over right now listening to this. I can't play my solo battles, but I am going to play my weekend leagues. I'll play head-to-head when I can. And I'm going to play a lot of MUT draft. So good question by Munson. Yes, there's a lot of good rewards there.
Okay, awesome. And Deekster says, the amount of players who can have active abilities in your lineup has changed from last year. How does the new point system work?
So go and take this one. I have no idea. I haven't had a chance to mess with it.
Yeah, so EA implemented a new system for ranking abilities and X factors this year. It's called ability points. So when you're looking at a card, you'll see AP, and then you'll see a number beside it. So the better abilities are going to cost you more ability points. Now, what you have to do is ration out your points, because you only get 10. So you can have abilities on as many players as you want, but the ability point max is going to be 10. So you can have one ability point on 10 players, or you can have 2 players with 5 ability points each. Now that's offense for 10 and defense for 10. So you can kind of mix and match there. But that's the system this year. Last year, you could have 3 players, only 3 players activated, but you could have it, three abilities on each of those players. This year, if you want a wide receiver with just one ability, that's great. It's going to allow you to spread the abilities out a little bit more instead of just being locked into just 3 players. So as the year goes along, we're going to see more and more players with some of the better abilities. EA did mention that they might tweak the ability points throughout the year. They may increase the amount that you could have on your team, or if they see 1 or 2 abilities get more overpowered, they may tweak how many ability points those abilities cost. So great question by Deekster. Love you, my man. But yeah, that's how the ability points work this year.
Okay. Caxter wanted to know, and I think I'm going to rephrase this a little bit so that I think it makes a little bit more sense. But some team items that have chemistries like uniforms, stadiums, stuff like that, it seems like something besides training is needed to unlock them. Do you think it'll be linked to trophies like Coach Madden was last year, or do you think looking at something else?
That's a really good question. I could see it being trophies, but why wouldn't they just do it now? If they do, it's got to have to be a really low amount or something. Why wouldn't they just have us? If trophies are going to be for something really good down the road, it's really kind of shitty that we don't know what it is yet. Hold on to your trophies. It won't be something easy like training or coins. It's got to be, my honest opinion, it's got to be something that's seasonal. Like maybe they'll have an event, a house rules event. I could see it something like that. But
could be an alternate currency. We really don't know.
Yeah.
We're all in the dark on that. We're all waiting to see kind of what it will be.
Maybe it could be something that based if we get a football season, that team has to do something like maybe, the team has to win so many games, or who knows? Sky's the limit. There's a reason they're hiding it. So it's not going to be something super obvious, is my guess.
Nothing to see here.
Mm.
All right, guys. Well, do we have anything else before we get out of here?
Weekly goals.
Oh. Well, I'm going to let you go first then.
So if Weekend League comes out this week, I think I already set that goal as 14 wins. I set that. This is a combination. I want either 1 million coins or Barry Sanders in my lineup. Barry Sanders is going to be in my damn lineup next week, but it'd be really nice to have 1 million coins with him. Be careful out there in Weekend League, kiddos. It's going to be a rough week if it's out this weekend.
My goal this week, I want to get to an 83 overall and have 1 million coins in the bank. So that's my goal. I'm going to hit the promo hard this weekend, see if there's any coin making opportunities, and just keep on grinding, keep on building my team.
Put me down for an 86 overall, Wes. I'm sorry, I forgot to.
Right. Yeah, my goal is actually an 84 overall with 1 million in the bank. So
that's
pretty much it for me. I'm
goal,
not touching Weekend League or any head to head. So maybe my draft, but I got a lot of solos to do. So, all right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, unless you all have anything else. Platt, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you during the week?
You can find me. First place I'll be is Straight's mom's house, but you can also find me on Twitter at Platinum Woods, on Instagram at Platinum Woods, onlyfans.com/Platinum Woods, chatterbait.com/P1 Atnam.
P1 Atnam. Don't forget MySpace. I'll be on Twitch. I'm going to try to see how many days in a row I can stream. I think we're on day 5. This counts, chat. Sorry, I'm actually going to be rating somebody after this show, just so you know. Obviously YouTube. I really like the YouTube channel. I'm not going to lie. I need to check out the podcast, but it's really cool to listen to it on the way to work. Kind of critique. I appreciate everybody who did sub to the channel. We're not throwing a ton of videos out there. It's a weekly thing. The comments are really cool. The thumbs up are cool. I'm new to YouTube, so I don't know how any of this shit works. It seems like it's a lot easier than Twitch. I realize that editing can take literally hours, but it puts me in the perspective of somebody that does YouTube only. It's art. Like I could see how they could literally take 10 hours of something and make it 10 minutes or even 2 minutes. So it's kind of fun to be on there. Just appreciate all the support out there, and I'd like to see this thing growing. If anybody is new and listening here, I don't know if we have anybody in Twitch, but on the YouTube thing or even on the podcast, if you do comment on the YouTube, we'd be happy to help you answer your question. if you do want to catch me on stream when I'm live streaming, I'd be happy to answer questions. There's lots of streamers, even the big guys out there that I watch, they will answer questions and stuff. So if you haven't hit on the Twitch platform, get out there and say hello to a few Madden streamers. You'll be pleasantly surprised at how fun it is.
Can we get some predictions for Legends this week, real quick? Offense and defense, go.
Oh, let's go first.
Oh, you're asking the wrong person. Brian Urlacher and no idea. Oh, geez. Thurman Thomas.
Good. Swain, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Marvin Harrison. I hate to say it. A lineman, a Reggie White, some interior lineman, not a big name like a Page. Reggie White always seems to get a Carter. I'm gonna go Reggie White and
I think we're getting 2 former Patriots this weekend. I'm going Randy Moss offense and my man Teddy Bruschi on defense. We need Teddy Bruschi back in the game. Let's go.
All right, guys. Well, that being said, my name is Wes. You can find me at all the places at WestmanY2K. We are on Twitter. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We're even on freaking TikTok. So hashtag MuttXP at all those places. You'll find us. We'll be here next Thursday. Until then, hope you all have a good week. Get to playing, up those teams. Don't spend too much money. Come on now. Save it for December. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Swain, you do your thing.
Yeah, guys, have a great night. Thank you for everybody that came by, not only on Twitch, but on the YouTube as well. And I will be back on Twitch, my normal time tomorrow, about 5:30. Actually, I might be a little early. Let's go 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, Friday night. We're going to have a good time. And everybody enjoy your Thursday, and we'll see you soon. Thank you, gentlemen.
Peace.